So gamers, let's talk about this Pokimane drama. So I'm gonna get my quick bias out of the way. I really don't fucking like Pokimane like at all. I think she's not really good. I think Leafy, when his content was up, made some really good points. She doesn't really add much to the content she reacts to and kind of jacks people's content. This is a big thing that a lot of people know already. Turkey Tom talks about it, and you have two armies here. One that's super against like Pokimane and all that shit, and then you have one that's super, the quote unquote simp army for her. I know I have like you know, all that kind of shit. She's kind of came back. She took a break, came back, apologized for a lot of her issues, and everyone was like, okay, yeah, it's fine. And then we hear about all this new drama and all the bullshit's happening. Like she was totally screwing that dude over and all that kind of bullshit. And honestly, I gotta say it's kind of fucked up. It's be 401k. It's totally fucked. Like she 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 knew this guy liked her. I mean, I think it was blatantly obvious, and she reciprocated feelings. And then as soon as someone else came along, she hopped on a different dick. Then it was like when that shit didn't work out, she came right back and then threw him under the bus for being a really weird, creepy guy. And he's definitely done some not really cash money shit to say the least. But nonetheless, he missed her. He said, "Hey, I really fucked over the other people, but specifically Pokimane. He she I think she slandered his name in complete honesty, and I'm not super for it. Now, this doesn't really seem like that big of an issue, but I think I think we should talk about. I think it's much bigger than a lot of people think. I think it opens the floodgates for a lot of other issues. Like, it's kind of teaching people that lying about what someone did is okay. You can give these false accusations about dudes or even girls that you don't like, and then cause massive fucking issues and ruin their entire career, no problem. And in this case, he did admit to doing some not cash money things, to say the least, but nonetheless, you shouldn't make false accusations about someone in any circumstance. And she somewhat admits on her stream, most recent stream, like as of yesterday, that the 27th. She kind of mentions it. She's like, yeah, I kind of played this dude. I grabbed his balls and played like a fiddle. But nonetheless, I don't think it's a good precedent to be sending, because I think it opens the doors for a lot of things. Like and my issue with her specifically is she keeps doing this over and over, keeps setting bad precedents. It's like when she took away the advertisers. Fuck, I can't remember. It's a Gundam, I think. I believe she's like, oh, no one should be sponsoring this guy, and then fucking right there, boom, he loses his sponsors because of some YouTuber that just roasted the shit out of him, and it becomes a big issue. She keeps sending these bad precedents for how YouTube and other things should be done, and I'm really not okay with it. I think it causes a lot of problems and ruins a lot of people, especially in the commentary community, which is my personal favorite, community. I love a lot of it. That's no big secret. But I feel like a lot of things she does limits what commentary YouTubers can do, because the great thing about commentary is you can speak about an issue you don't like. But if your entire career is on the line, your sponsorships, your way of living is on the line for saying something, you're scared to speak. Yeah, you have the ability to speak, but you're gonna have massive consequences. And I believe XQC came to decide to defend her, Pokimane, and I don't think he did the right thing either. I think he should have took the criticism and be like, yeah, that's what's happening, because it's obvious what's happening. He's like, yeah, there's gonna be dead air time, I believe is what he said, and I don't think there should be dead air time. If you shouldn't just stream and eat a fucking salad. But anyway, back to the Pokemon ideology. She shouldn't. No one should be setting these precedents. And I didn't read through the entire 24 fucking pages that were released, but a lot of the information is, you know, has a lot of evidence. Like the text messages, I don't think it's really cash money to leak messages, but they were leaked, and a lot of that shit is very obvious that Pokimane wanted to show him that she was interested, or at least it seemed like that. Like homie send in hearts and shit. It's obvious that someone would get a hint. If I'm sitting there texting a girl and she starts sending me all these hearts and all these very explicitly relationship kinds of things, I'll be like, all right, time to go get some coochie, But she does all that and it's like, oh, he got the wrong intention. No, bitch, you obviously showed some interest in him. It's very blatant, and you can't hide behind, oh, he took it the wrong way, because any human being on earth would take it the same way. Literally anyone. I guarantee you that. You know, but that's a bad precedent for having an awkward situation. Yeah, it's an issue with streaming houses in general. That's an awkward situation where you have feelings for someone that you're working with. It's basically a company. You have feelings for them, and then like it makes it an awkward situation, and that's a bad thing to happen. But nonetheless, you shouldn't let it affect your company, and then you shouldn't take someone's entire career down. His YouTube career is basically over, and the rest of his career, like financially, could be really strained if a lot of these future employers look at his past history and be like, oh, can't have you on the business. It's happened over and over. That's what a lot of people don't realize is, we don't know how long YouTube is going to be around for. It could carry some people throughout their entire lives. You never know. Like, fucking Pyro Cynical, he could be doing this until he's like 85 and just live off that, have a wonderful time. But we don't know if that's true. YouTube could die in like 10 years, 5 years. We have absolutely no idea. So we gotta think about these issues in the long run, where these YouTubers may eventually have to find a real world job in like a business. Like, you can fucking just have some like YouTuber as a fucking CEO. Crazy to think about, ain't it? But we gotta think about that in the long run. Like, if they see these poor actions that they did on YouTube and all this bullshit drama that's faked or not faked or whatever it is, it's still going to impact them in the long run of their entire life, and how their families might even see them, and all this kind of bullshit. And I think that's something we really need to think about. Like, these false presidents sent by Pokimane, they're just bad. They're bad for a lot of YouTubers, a lot of streamers, and I don't think what she's doing is great. I think, I think she needs to change a lot of her ways. I do appreciate that she always comes out and apologizes, say I'll be better next time, and most of the time, mistakes she doesn't repeat. Instead, she just makes new mistakes and has to learn from that over and over. I'm like, when's it going to stop? When can you just use some common decency towards other individuals and make sure that they're living a happy life? Thank you.